Hello, guys. Are you already there? So here we go again. This is another stream. We have a lot of things to go through. Well, not I don't know a lot, but some new stuff again. And I might also show you the project that I was working in the last stream. So I have I have made some progress with that. So you might see that too. But there are like the updates for the Webflow AI site builder thing. And I know that that's not the most used feature for, especially for the pros, but there are some interesting stuff that might trickle down to different features in the future. So we're we're gonna check that one out. Then there's a Webflow connector for Claude, the desktop app. Obviously, there was the MCP server thing, but this is now just for the desktop app, so it's in a way easier to use. We might check that out too, but I actually tested it out yesterday, and I kind of burned through my credits or whatever limits my paid Claude account has. So, yeah, we might not be able to do a lot of things with that. But it kind of did what I asked it to do. So, it's a great new update, and hopefully, it will get even more powerful in the future. Yeah, and then there's FinSuite's content report, which is interesting thing. Actually, we might start with that one because if someone is just joining us or might be a little late, then we'll get to the AI part in a second. But if you are already on the line, so to speak, say hi in the chat, and yeah, let's get to the FinSuite stuff. Here we go. So just gonna close those from there. And yeah, Consent Pro is the cookie consent thing that FinSuite has. And they made this report about how compliant Webflow sites are. And there are some interesting stuff. This is to me this is interesting because I have to do those uh, what are those cookie banners and such, and do the logic that whenever a client or user comes to the page, the cookies will not be automatically triggered. And I tend to use Content Pro. Obviously, there are other solutions, and the clients might have some preferences, but if they don't, we usually end up using Content Pro. And there is a lifetime license, so it's in a way cool that you do not have to pay month to month from the cookie consent system. Yeah, okay, let's see. So they scanned 67. Is this a coincidence? Maybe, I don't know. Websites, they found some gaps for recurring themes. I checked those out, and those were quite familiar, at least to me. So the banner itself does not guarantee compliance. So if you are in a region where there is GDPR or other regulations, you know that this is not this is not like too simple. As I said, we have to have the permission to trigger those non-necessary cookies, and that's why we have those banners and so on. I think that this system could be way better. Not meaning the Consent Pro, I mean the whole regulation thing, because that's just bad user experience if you have to click those banners on every site that you are on. So, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna rant about that. So I did a video a while back, so you can check that out. Yeah, third-party scripts running without content. This is the main issue, that there are some scripts that are running without content. And yeah, I usually might do some custom code and wouldn't like categorize that because it's mandatory. Of course, that could be a third party thing, but if we'd like to be like by the book, we should categorize those. So this might be an issue. This might not be an issue, or I'm not sure. The third party thing is the obvious thing. That is it actually third party if it's hosted on your behalf? Yeah. Anyways, all the scripts should be categorized. This is a common one: YouTube and Google Maps embeds setting tracking before consent. So if you do this correctly, the YouTube embeds will not load before you accept the cookies. So that's that's something that I do not always do. I can admit that, because it's in a way a pain in the butt. And the client might add some YouTube embeds themselves. So that's the thing. Actually, there's an example of this on Concept Pro's site. If you want to check out the report, there's a banner for that. But I believe there is a YouTube video right here, or some sort of video. And I haven't accepted the cookies, so I cannot watch this. YouTube also has the like private version of the embed. I'm not sure if that would like be like better solution or manageable. Not manageable, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a solution that wouldn't use cookies. I believe it could be. I have at some point I did do like some stuff with it. So yeah, the maps thing is another one. If you want to avoid using Google Map embeds, you can of course just put a image of the map and then do a link to the actual Google Maps site or app. That might also be like lighter way to do those things. Google Fonts, yeah, that's the thing with Google Fonts. I believe that if we go to the fonts part of Webflow project settings, it says it right here. So it gets the fonts from Google service, and the IP address might be in the mix, and the IP address is a thing that you can be like tracked or identified. Yeah, identified. So this is not a problem for me, because I always optimize the fonts, and if I use the Google fonts, I will download or upload them as custom fonts. Webflow optimize and analyze cookies activate before. Yeah, this is the thing. I'm I'm excited about this. I have used Analyze on my own site, but I did not get too much of traffic just because, probably because of the, well, the cookie consent system and people not accepting the cookies. So yeah, that was not too useful for me with my like site or my volume of traffic. Obviously, if you have more traffic, you can get more data, but especially with the optimize, if you pay $300 a month, you kind of want to have a lot of volume. And if the cookie consent thing like takes away over half of the traffic or data, that's a bummer. But that should be done because these are not mandatory things to have. Yeah. There's a little risk, scary things. And you can obviously do a audit or scan. Oh, there are people already waiting. Interesting. This is a pain in the butt, I would say. The whole cookie thing. And the fact that we have to have a dedicated app or software to handle the cookies. Obviously, you could like do some sort of your like own thing, own logic, but then it comes with the responsibility of maintenance, and that's not fun. So I find that this is the best way. It is recommended to have some sort of like app for this. Oh, okay. I have to mention there is paid platforms that do cookieless tracking. Let's see. I believe Matomo is one of the biggest platforms. Okay, this is a SEO article. Yeah, these are interesting things, but it's always a balance. Do you like how much do you want? How much data do you want? How much are you are willing to pay, and are you actually going to use it? So, yeah. Okay, that's the boring part. Let's do something else. Let's do something cooler. You have already seen the cloud connector thing. This is cool. I mentioned that, but this is not what we are going to do. We are going to do new site. Yeah. Let's see, the AI site builder. So here it is. I'm just gonna change the no, that's not good. Let's use this one. Okay, AI site builder. So this has been around. Has it been like a year or something? I'm not sure. Anyways, there's some updates. Firstly, we should do a prompt. Let's do a creative studio. Build a site for a creative studio in Finland, of course. What should we do? How about we try make the style editorial? I'm not even sure what that like means. It means that it's not like conventional, but it's a fancy word. Maybe I should do a video about figuring that out. Okay, let's try that one. So you can see that it builds this sitemap thing. It looks a lot like Relu. We can already see like green stuff, navigation, footer, like components. We see sections. We see 4 pages. That's cool. Can we add a page? Yes, we can. How about a blog? One word prompt. Let's see. Generate, please. Reach the page limit, so we can do just 5 pages at the moment. Let's see the home page. Hero section, features section, gallery, testimonial, contact form. Okay, what can we do here? Change sections to what? Yeah, I can just those duplicate. We get this list, but these are like types of the sections. I want to add a team section right on the first page. Metrics FAQ. Where was the team? I saw a team. Team section there. There you go. We're gonna add a FAQ. What else can we do? We can delete, duplicate, delete. So that's about all. So I like the fact that this kind of mimics the flow or the process, like the design process. So we think of the structure first, all the like page layouts, sitemap, kind of easy wireframing. Well, yeah, you might not call that wireframing, but anyways. And let's hit generate. And that canvas is obviously interesting. Like, are we gonna have that canvas for our like old builds? Because that's in a way cool interface to interact with the site. And let's imagine that someone else uses the site. That would be a handy little interface. Well, actually, a quite big interface for them too. Okay, now it loads. Nordic Editorial Studio. Okay. I did mention editorial and Finland, so yeah. I don't blame you. Okay, whip up some designs for us. We can see preparing the site, creating sections, drafting content. Site has been generated. Oh, okay. Let's see. So it did a kind of logo. Let's edit. Now I'm zoomed to the first page. There's themes, animations. This is actually quite cool. In a way, Webflow, like Webflow has not been the easiest platform to do animations, but it has been like very at the same time very good for the animations because we have the tools they have the native cheese app integration, but other platforms just had those like built-in, little less control but easier to apply. Yeah, so there's cards, buttons, images, sections, head typography. Okay, let's start with the themes. I kind of liked that green one. Let's okay, now it loads the second one. Here we go. Loading, customize the theme. I would like to customize the colors, maybe. Yeah. Here are some predefined stuff. Well, I'm not sure if the AI has generated this. I believe they have. There are like not all the possible colors. We could change this to dark. What would it be? Okay, there's a bug. Let's go with the lights. Everything is so dark nowadays. Actually, I'm gonna go with the color chosen. Animation, slide in scale, pop in, fade in. That's cool. Sections, hero only, elements, all, yeah, that's good. Typography, sans serif, mixed mono, creative. What is creative? Oh, those display and handwritten fonts. Weights, size and scale. Yeah. Anton, Roboto, the classics. Are these all like Google fonts? I have a feeling that these are. I'm gonna go with that one. Sections. What is the section thing? Header, accents, all, primary, footer, inverse. Yeah, these are kind of like the themes or colors of the sections. I'm gonna go with that one. So the middle sections will be slightly different. What else? Images. Oh, okay, yeah. Sophisticated. Yeah, let's go. Go with the sophisticated AI images. Buttons are important. There's a little bit of border radius. Simple bold, simple extra bold. I do not see bold in this. Well, it's a big button. Simple flat. Ooh, radial gradient. Let's go with the radial gradient. Cards and roundness. Let's leave those as they are. Back to all pages. Let's see what we have here. Can I like edit the sections here? No, I can't. So it's all about like the themes. No, I can add a section, but oh yeah, here are the section edits. So I can move this up. I can swap the styles. But I like this one. Let's go to all pages and see what we have. Blog. Can I edit this? Yeah, I can just click around. I cannot edit the text at this point. I could actually delete this one. Yes, delete, because this is a blog page. Back to all pages. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. I kind of like this canvas thing, but the Reloom thing, I feel that the Reloom site builder is still kind of a better experience, not by much, but for some aspects, like you can more freely edit the things. You can generate text and edit the texts. Obviously, when we continue building, I can edit the text. This is just for the like styles, section styles, and the whole style of the site. Okay, continue building. Let's see where we go. I choose every page and let's see. Oh, now we are here in the familiar designer. And we have next layout. Why do we have a next layout? Here's a new option, like the theme option. I can like edit this. I can do the text edits. Yes. I have all the pages here. So this was quite fast turnaround. This might be good enough for someone. Obviously, I should like edit the texts and images. Image cover. Let's see, do we have a style guide? Yes, we do. Yeah, this uses the flow kit. Webflow's utility first CSS framework that helps you build websites quickly by applying pre-made CSS in Webflow. Yeah, this is interesting. At some points, I saw that Webflow has this kind of their own framework, the flow kit, but it is not like heavily advertised. So I'm not sure. Is this like the main use case for that? In a way, this is a good like style guide. I'm not sure how the flow kit works, but this is way better than just randomly building stuff without a style guide. So I could be happy with this if I had to edit a site built with this. Let's see the structures. There's quite a lot of nesting. What about these? Not too much. Yeah, interesting. Okay, what if I wanna do a next layout? Each section, yeah. So swap styles. Yeah. Now it loads. There's a little AI button. What if I wanna click that? Yeah. Oh, now I get the what type of layout. I want a pricing thing here. Do I have more? That's more like it. Yeah, I did not have the chance to write anything. Sorry, something went wrong. Please try again. Let's clean that. Try again. What's the pricing? There it is. Let's go with that one. Yeah. Wasn't able to do that. But that's probably just a minor thing. Let's still swap the styles. I wonder how it does that. So section, there is like no variable modes. There are no combo classes in the section. Now there is. But it's all the same. What? Do we have variables? Oh, we do have quite a few variables. Colors, typography, sizes. Interactions. This is interesting. Hero, intro, clipping, mask 1, 2. Slider? Accent primer. Okay, now there's some sort of. If I take that away, it's probably just like updating the class a bit slowly. Yeah, I'm actually checking out two different things. There we go, the secondary. Okay, let's see. Yeah, accent primary. Yeah, so there are those combo classes. What else? Let's see. How about those? Interactions. Yeah, those work fine. The navigation is quite cool. If you would build this up from scratch, it would be a it would be a lift, definitely. Cool. But there is no way back to the free canvas. But as we know, Webflow has announced like the component canvas that it is coming. Now we have the free canvas for that. So maybe in the future we could have that sort of view for everything, like every project or every page. Maybe that would be a familiar thing for designers. Maybe an easier way to edit like the structure of pages, copying components to another page. And if there could be like those page settings on that view, that would actually be cool. Let's see if it applied. Nordic Editorial Studio Home. Yeah. So it added those. It did not do schema markup. That's probably a good thing because the content is not right at this stage. So that should be. Let's check this out. Page settings generated. Okay. What if we try to publish this? Let's try again. I'm on the right page. Usually the schema markup generation needs to be on the, or you have to be on the same page that you are like doing the generation. So if I'm doing it for the home page, I should be on the home page. If I'm doing it for the blog page, I should be on the blog page. Yeah, I'll try once more. Yeah, page settings generation failed. Too bad. Oh yeah, what about the CMS things? Did it? Yeah, it did not do the CMS thing. So I have a blog. Obviously, I do not. This is the page it generated. So I'm not sure if it can do the CMS stuff yet. There was a limit to five pages, so that kind of limited. But I wonder if it could do a like template page. So if we have a blog, could it generate the CMS page? Article page, I mean. I'm not sure. I doubt that a little bit. But yeah, you never know. Obviously, that's a cool thing to do. So they will probably add it at some point. Okay, but that kind of gets us to the Claude connector, because this connector is great for managing CMS. And you need the desktop app, Claude desktop app. Let's see if it, I'm just gonna quickly check that there's nothing. Yeah. I was actually doing this yesterday or day before that, and I kind of burned through my credits. So now I'm getting just errors when I try to use that. But if you go to the, actually again, I'm gonna check this off screen so that I do not like reveal anything. Anything that I don't want. So if you go to the settings, there's connectors in the settings, and you can check out or search for Webflow, like browse connectors. And if you do not find Webflow, you should check that your desktop app is on the latest version. So I did not find that at first, but then I updated Claude, and now now it's here. Cool thing, to my understanding, it can do those CMS things. Actually, we could check those out. Just site structure. Excuse me. Routine changes. Okay, system level updates using defined set of actions powered by Webflow and MCP. Okay, that's great. So the MCP has been there and you have been able to use that. I believe it's with Claude Code. I'm not sure, but I tested that out briefly. It was a bit more technical thing, but now this is way easier. You can just chat with Claude. Let's see if it shows us the video. Yeah, this is just a quick demo. And what I was doing with this was actually about the project that I was doing in the last stream. This one. So I have the old project, like the old site, and I wanted to copy all the CMS fields. So I did not wanna like copy the project and start with that, because the old structure and old framework was not that good. It was so outdated. So I did create a completely new project with the Lumos framework, but I wanted to copy all the CMS stuff, all the content from the CMS. So the lists and the items to this new project. And there are quite a few CMS collections. These are in Finnish. Do not like mind about that. And it got quite far before I ran out of whatever resource I ran out of. And yeah, it did a quite good job. But now I'm thinking that the last things I should do is to just regularly export and import these items to the new thing. So all the lists and all the fields are already there, but not all the items are. Yeah. Okay, there's also running SEO audits, content and usability optimized. That's actually quite cool. Right names, variable classes. Learn more here. What is this? Learn more. Another blog. Work with comments and screenshots. This is interesting. Manage classes and variables. For some reason, I always pronounce variables. So you can actually do quite a lot with these. I'm just wondering if I should like do the open. Well, there in Claude there is this thing that if you run out of credits or whatever, you can like pay as you go. So I'm just wondering if I should do that. And will it like just bankrupt me if I keep doing the changes? So this is getting very interesting. I wonder how this affects like the Webflow native AI things that they are planning? Or are they like creating two features that do the same thing? So if they have a native, let's say, chatbot in Webflow designer or this editing mode, let's say we have some sort of AI here, like we did with the generated thing, and it can do stuff. I wonder if the Claude thing will do the same. Maybe they are building, because not everybody wants to use Claude or uses Claude. So if they just have a use case for simple edits within the Webflow, they do not have to like download Claude and make the connection and so on. But now that Claude has this, will we get the same type of connector to other platforms? Maybe. I would see why not. Claude has been like first with the MCP, first with this connector. There are actually quite cool prompts to write here. So check the structure and compliance with the web standards. Link relevant content to CMS. That's actually very cool. But again, it's interesting to see what happens. And the AI thing in itself, that like competes with Framer and Figma sites and those things. Obviously, we want to have the the control of Webflow, of all the elements. That's the great thing with Webflow. That's why pros use Webflow. So, but we at the same time want to have the cool new stuff, the ease of editing, the new kind of new layouts and user interfaces. Yeah, I have to like ponder about this. We will probably have some cool talks on the pod about these things. Yeah. And actually, yeah, now that I mentioned the pod, I will probably head for lunch in a bit, but I just published the episode with Urosh Mikish, and you might have seen there's Samuel again, first on my feed. What am I looking? Flux Academy. Well, there it have been. And he's teaming up with Urosh, teaming up with Ron Segel and Flux Academy, which is cool. He teased this, and I saw this video about or from Ron, and I did not like connect the dots, but now in hindsight it's obvious, which is super cool. I wonder what they are cooking. Well, they are doing obviously some sort of course for like agency building, which is awesome. The Flow Ninja story is, well, amazing. Rush is still a relatively young guy, and he has built this amazing studio. Cool story, definitely. Go and check out the podcast episode if you want to hear more about that. And yeah, I wonder what else they are going to do. Is Urosh going to like do more content or folks at Flow Ninja? And what about all the other guys? and Flux Academy. Yeah, this has been a cool story to or progression to see. I went through the Webflow master class when I started, which would be 6 years ago, I believe. That was a good resource to have and good thing to do. Obviously, Webflow's own stuff are great, but that was just kind of like on another level and more concrete stuff with like actual clients and so on. So I believe that that is still relevant, and the Webflow Masterclass has been updated several times after that. So that's cool. Yeah, interesting stuff going around. Oh, now there's a little video about the cookie consent thing that we checked out. Okay, Repli AI coding masterclass. Interesting. There's Francesco. He does some cool stuff too. MCP apps go live. Okay. I might have to check out the YouTube videos myself. So now that I'm here. And there's Cory Moan on Julian's channel. Well, it's not Julian's, but anyway, member stack team channel. Cool stuff. Okay, I do not want to just browse the social media with you guys, so I might just go here. And yeah, again, thanks for watching. I will do more of these live streams. I will do more podcast things, so check out the channel. Go and subscribe. That would be awesome. And there's a lot of stuff coming, and well, obviously I have to do the Ricky the client's work, but I'm hoping to do more content now that I have the like momentum going. So yeah, I guess that is all.